My name is Bruce Labruce. I'm a filmmaker. I'm here at the Festival de Nouveau Cinema in Montreal. Yeah, my new movie is called The Visitor, reimagining of Pasolini's movie Teorema from 1968, which is already a crazy movie. It's also a very kind of coded queer movie, but I've made it even queerer. I've sort of queered it using contemporary queer aesthetics and politics. Teorema is one of those films that is really copied a lot lately, or inspires a lot of people, and so it has this kind of narrative that is used over and over again. It has become this archetypal narrative that gets repeated over and over again, and the same has happened with Teorema, because it's essentially about a visitor who comes to visit a kind of a usually bourgeois family, and he disrupts the family. He ends up having sex with all the members of the family, including the maid, kind of transforms them in some way, either spiritually or politically, or it disrupts their life and in a lot of movies. And it's a great allegory for the repression of the bourgeois family, for the surplus repression of capitalists. The Visitor is made under the auspices of an arts organization based in London called Apolitical, and they kind of group that supports outsider artists whose work is either too expensive or too radical or too outrageous or too complicated to be accommodated by normal art institutions or funding. So I just met them because they were fans of my earlier films, particularly The Raspberry Reich, which is another kind of a porn agitprop queer film. They sponsored the film. Because it was shot in London, I decided to make it relevant to the current political situation in London. So my visitor is a black refugee who comes out of a suitcase, Thames, in this kind of allegorical scene. And it's a movie about these current xenophobia and kind of paranoia about immigrants and about refugees and how they are considered the other, and they're either dehumanized or kind of sexualized and made to seem like sexual predators or like some kind of like sexual threat to the British order. So that was my interpretation. It's an allegory and it's a metaphor, but it's almost not that far from the truth. I mean, people do end up washing up on the shore of European countries with nothing, and just with only a suitcase. So it's not that far from the truth. Two of the actors in the film had porn experience before, and the main one was Bishop Black, who plays the visitor, and he's someone I've worked with before in porn movies. He was in a porn movie I made for Erica Lust, and he's also he identifies himself in the movie as a pansexual revolutionary, which he kind of is in real life, is completely pansexual. He sleeps with gay, straight, trans, whatever, and he makes his own radical art, and he's a director himself. But he has a lot of porn experience, so he really anchored the film and made everyone comfortable with the sexuality. Amy Kingsmill, who plays the mother, also had some porn experience. The other ones are more performance artists who have done a lot of work being naked and kind of doing kind of sexual things in front of audiences. Too big a leap for them to do pornography, but it was challenging. I mean, I definitely couldn't have done it without Bishop, who really incredibly professional, but also very sexual and had great chemistry with all the other actors. Thank you. Merci.